Welcome to Serenity Before Sunrise, and this is our morning journaling and motivation time together. So, how this works, if you've not joined me before, is you get out your notepad and your favorite pen and just pour your heart out of what you like to get off your chest before your day starts. Now, that's what the intent is. What you use it for is totally up to you, because here at Authentic Wellness, it's all about how you can get well and do the things that you want to do to get through the day, to get through your life. So adjustments have to be made. If you're not able to journal in the morning, totally fine. Journal in the afternoon, journal in the evening. I just find that journaling, and research backs it up, journaling first thing in the morning clears your head, clears your heart, and starts you off on a better footing for the day. My name is Sophia Antoine, and I am your certified life and relationship coach and your journaling coach too. So what I want you to do is to be completely and totally honest in your journaling time, because like I said, your journal will break curses and be able to help your lineage, your people that come after you, your family that comes after you, go ahead and get a more stable understanding of what life is like. Because things happen in my life, and you'll see it happening in your kids' life, and you'll see why, because they take after you, right? They're going to do some of the same things that you did, and they're going to need to know how to get through it and how to break those chains of, bondage that they're in. You get into stuff, period, point blank. You get into stuff and you don't somehow know how to get out. This is going to help them get out. So be completely and totally honest in what you're writing. Today, we are going to venture into the second half of the listening blocks. So we talked a little bit about it yesterday, and I hope you made good notes, because here are 6 more listening blocks, and I have my notes. So not only do I write in my journal, I have notes that I want to share with you, because things come to me and I feel that they should be shared. There's no sense in me having the information if I'm not going to share it, right? So block number 7, which is identifying. And it's okay if you identify with someone when they're talking to you or you're listening to them. What you don't want to do is cut them off in telling their story because it popped into your mind that you had a similar experience, and not allow them to finish. So you, of course, identify with them because y'all had a similar experience, but don't cut them off and make them feel like they can't continue to tell you what they're talking about because you've dominated the conversation. So you're listening to hear what stands out to you so you can just share whatever you had going on. Not to say what you had going on wasn't important, but if this person came to you, they want to get their thing off their chest, you should allow it. Afterwards, like in active listening, afterwards, go ahead and ask questions for understanding so they can feel like their emotions, their feelings, their instance of whatever happened has been heard. Because you want to be heard too, right? Advising, block 8 is advising. And that is so me. I'm going to wave my hand. Listen, that is all me. Because advising is solving the person's problems. I am a solver at heart. I am a fixer. I am the Olivia Pope season 1 scandal. I don't know about them other seasons, but she went in and fixed stuff and had it immaculate after somebody else messed it up in season 1. What happened in the other seasons, I don't know. But I will always find a solution. As soon as a person starts telling me their problem or telling me what they're going through or telling me a story or whatever it is, I will do my best to find a solution. And some people don't necessarily come looking for a solution. They sometimes just want to get something off their chest. They want to get it off where they don't have to think about it and, just feel better because they vented, right? So in an instance like that, what I would ask that you do is say, hey, when they pause, and it's okay for you to speak because you want to listen, but when they pause, just ask, do you want me to just listen to this, or do you want me to help find a solution? Not solve the problem for them, not advise them on what they should do, but help find a solution. That's it. Ask that question. I promise you, some of your conversations and some of the stuff you get stressed about, you won't even think about it anymore. So we're moving on to block 9, which is sparring. And people, I think, do this so much these days. They hear something, get defensive, and you're going back and forth. There's 2 types of sparring, by the way. So being quick to disagree with whatever's being said. You're not listening if you are intent on disagreeing. Maybe they don't want you to disagree. Maybe they just want to tell you something, how they feel. Allow people to feel their feelings. Don't take that away from them. You don't like your right to be heard taken away from you. You don't like your right to have an opinion taken away from you. What you would do, if you're a good listener, is just listen. You can disagree, but don't stop somebody in their tracks and say, hey, this is why you should believe the way I believe. It's not necessary. And it's not nice. So that's the first type of sparring. Just constantly on the defensive, looking to disagree with somebody. And a lot of that happens on social media. So a lot of listening is social listening, which happens on social media when somebody sees a post that they disagree with, and they just can't keep scrolling and be like, oh, I don't agree with that. They don't have to like it. They don't have to do nothing. But what they do is go put a mad face or go type just 90 miles an hour. You know that gif with the cat just typing 90 miles an hour, just disagreeing. We don't have to have all that. We don't. Just scroll on past. Scroll on past. Because you can. You have the power. So the second type of sparring is discounting. And that is minimizing somebody else's opinion, somebody else's feeling, just making it seem like it's irrelevant. And people don't know how harmful this is because you make people feel bad, and it lowers, I know it's called self-esteem, but it does affect other people's self-esteem if you treat them badly because of what they think or what they believe. We're all at different places in our lives. There's no 2 people who are at the same place in their life. None. So just be okay with that. Be like, oh, you believe this. And even though you know it to be untrue, it's untrue for you. It's not untrue for everybody. And it leaves them frustrated. It leaves you frustrated because they want to be heard. They want what the message they're trying to get across to be received. And communication doesn't happen if the message goes out and isn't received. You're not communicating. And like I said initially, when we talk about listening affecting your happiness, that affects your happiness if you fail to communicate. Keep that in mind. Block 10. Oh my gosh, block 10. We all know somebody who has to be right about everything. And because you're insistent on being right, you're not listening. That's the same thing, or it's similar to sparring. You're not listening. So if you insist on being right, how many people are going to keep talking to you? How many people? Not very many, because they're going to feel like you don't allow them to be heard. You don't want to hear what they have to say or entertain another point of view. Again, it may not be right for you, but it's right for somebody else right now. And if you take your time and listen and walk alongside that person, you can help them get to where maybe they overcome whatever it is. But the only thing that's going to happen is they're going to push you away, keep going down the wrong path or what you think is the wrong path, and stay there longer because it offends you. That's just what it is. Now, block 11, derailing. This is the person that you're talking to or is talking to you, and as soon as you make a point, they're going to jump to another subject. And you make another point, they're going to jump to another subject. And we're going to keep jumping to subjects from subject to subject because that person is uncomfortable or you're uncomfortable because you don't want to hear it. And it's easy enough to say, hey, I don't want to talk about this right now. You can do that. Instead of ignoring or not listening or using another listening block, just kindly say, I'm sorry, I'm not in the position to receive this information right now. Can we talk about it later when I'm in a better space? Or if they're yelling or doing something like, hey, I don't think we are actually communicating. I'm not receiving what's being said. You're not receiving what's being said. We're just talking at each other and not to each other or with each other. Let's try this another time. So derailing is just interjecting something that's off topic just to get off that subject because it makes you uncomfortable. And block 12, placating. And that's agreeing just to disagree because you want the person to shut up. That's it. Be like, yeah, okay, all right, I hear you. And that's it. Please don't do that because somebody's going to do something that they think is right because you said okay. Because whether you know it or not, people value your input and your opinion. Otherwise, they wouldn't be talking to you. So at that point, placating is not going to help the situation at all. It's not going to help matters at all, especially if you're really trying to help the person. It won't help. So those are the listening blocks, and let me just tell you them again. I know you can rewatch this because it's not very long, but identifying, advising, sparring, being right, derailing, and placating. So in your journaling today, I hope you write down these listening blocks and really and honestly take into account if you use them. And if you do, I would ask that you just use them a little less because you can't stop cold turkey. Let's just be honest. If you're used to doing something, you won't stop cold turkey, but just be aware. That's all this is. Awareness, motivation. Just be aware that it's something you do and try to scale back a little bit. There's no judgment here, none whatsoever, because that's just not my place. But what my place is to show you you. As a life coach, that's what I do. I show you you in hopes that you are encouraged, you are motivated to turn from it and do a little bit better. And each day, it just builds on top of each other. You're doing better each and every day because you're not in competition with anybody but your old self. And you just want, at the end of your life, whenever that may be, to be the best version of yourself that you were created to be. So, let me know if you have any comments, questions, or concerns. You can reach out to me using the link bit.ly/connectwithcoach. That's me. I'm the coach. So reach out anytime. Book a discovery call if you need, more personalized coaching. See how we can work together. I promise you, it will be pain-free. Well, physically pain-free. Emotionally, we may get a little scratch or scar or something, but it'll be worth it, I promise. In the meantime, until we meet again, go ahead and drink your water, take your vitamins, and mind your business. Oh, let me expound on that because some people have asked me, like, what you mean mind your business? I mean, worry about you. Worry about fixing you. If you feel that there is something within you that needs to be changed, do that, as opposed to worry about what somebody else needs to change. Because at the end of your life, you can only account for you. So mind that business, mind you, take care of you, because that makes you better to take care of everybody else who's depending on you. Your family needs you at your best, and that's where we're trying to go with this. I hope that makes it more clear. So I'll see you again next time.